pay to play, and it's all the social media game, like most things.
That's true.
And that's cool, man. But I do think that like there's that degree of being a streamer too, which is what makes Twitch Twitch. Like you're there to basically be there for who is making it. So esports sort of sucks a lot of that soul and energy out of it in the name of just like creating it, and it gets.
That's what makes Smash cool, though.
Dude, totally.
It doesn't have to be this rigid. Like you can.
Organic.
We're pretty freeform in what we can do. Everything's organic from the ground up. People build their own castles, essentially. Like literally throughout the duration of this quarantine, I've seen several players and people just like build like little careers or just like ways to monetize their stuff. Like a ton of players who have been finding success online have such blossoming Twitch channels right now. I personally, like, not to gloat too much, but I've been able to like somewhat monetize my commentary like a little bit, thanks to, of course, in part to you, and also the opportunities I've been blessed enough to like gain and stuff like that. So it's like, just keep looking. Like, just because we're not allowed to go outside, like, doesn't mean that the opportunity isn't still there. Like, you can still do something. Like, even there's so many players too who have just broken out over the duration of quarantine as well, who were doing okay offline, but now are really thriving online because they've just been putting so much time in.
Yeah, man. There's opportunity wherever you want it to be. Like, while we're doing nothing, there's totally something you can do in that without even really having to do anything. The best part is it comes in the form of the stuff you like to do anyways. You just have to like look at the stuff you're doing constantly different. And if it doesn't, if it's not good, then you do something different. Like, then you know. Yeah. But anyways, we got some gameplay.
We got Chipping and Butter. So Chipping, I know, is a New Jersey native, been very, very on the grind lately. Like, my man's been entering like every fusion, every DNA. He's just been like really working on it. He's gotten some good wins with his Lucina too. Like, I forget. He's like the little brother of some other New Jersey player that I can't remember the name of right now. But he's been getting pretty good. We got Butter, Luigi player. Not too sure where they're from, but you know, it's an online Luigi player, so you know they definitely got some tricks up their sleeve.
I've seen Butter around, and I cannot. I want to say possibly. Like, I've definitely seen him like around on Twitter with possibly James stream or whatever, which would make sense if he's playing Luigi. Maybe like a longtime James fan. I could be totally wrong in that, by the way.
Oh, okay.
That could be misinformation, but I feel like I've seen a Butter Luigi at some point. But
weird.
Yeah, we get to see a Butter Luigi win game one, at the very least.
That's unfortunate. My man Chipping going hella deep for those edge guards, but you gotta. It's almost Lucina is like one of the best in the game at going deep for edge guards, but you gotta get the timing just right on Luigi because his side B just like can just disrupt the momentum. It's hard to predict when you have to tech it or not. Sometimes you'll get an unfavorable trade with it. Sometimes you just go a little bit too deep. I understand like that's the prime time to take out Luigi, but you gotta be safe. You gotta be safe with it. You can't be too brazen with your edge guards, because edge guarding is so sick. It's something that so many players just don't do. So too many players just opt to default to ledge trap. I feel like just going for edge guards is so important. You just gotta know how to do it correctly. You know, it's definitely a practiced art.
Yeah, it's true. And someone like Luigi, there's a lot more RNG there than with all the sure confirms. There is that slight degree with green missile that is RNG. Like, sometimes you just don't know what's gonna happen. Like, it's literally a ticking time bomb, and then sometimes it happens like a couple times in a row somehow. So it's. Well, speaking of those confirms and things, there's one of them. Right on cue.
Just the hot 0 to death coming out. Yeah, you got to make sure your SDI is on point there. It's what every Luigi, their mother, is looking for. And man, Butter just coming alive here with the momentum. It looks like that game 1 W is like really set the confidence in stone, you know?
Yeah,
that's another thing. There are a lot of good Luigis in Tri-State too.
That's what I was just thinking, because we see so many of them in this bracket. Like, I don't think it just missed. I mean, it's really no consequence. He's going to get the stock anyways, but geez, that was strange. But yeah, we've seen a lot of really good Luigi play on this stream, a lot of Luigis in top 8. He's definitely out here in Wi-Fi at the very least.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. But man, Chipping, kind of getting a little bit of the work right now from Butter. I want to see them kind of try to just wall out a little more, not overextend too much, because the best thing that Lucina can do is just not overextend. Like, she's got a lot of great frame data. Her aerials are pretty safe, and she can afford to press a lot of buttons. You have to make sure your spacing, I'd say, is the most important thing with her, because it's essentially all she has in her, like, getting opponents off of her, beginning the approach. You just have to be so safe, especially against a character like Luigi, who's just a touch of death character.
Yeah, well said. He is such a death character, and yeah, the range is all she has because technically that big sword really like that's your defense. Like,
Yep.
But like if he gets in, that's it. Even at this percent, like I'm not entirely sure. Maybe Cyclone. Yep. I think a little bit less percent would have been Cyclone.
Yeah.
Also, I'm right on cue with this. And I see Gons mentioned in the chat. This is like the old Luigi, James Luigi.
Hey, this is the James skin.
Yeah, I love it, man. It's very cool. As we were talking about retro stuff, and yeah, that's gonna seal it.
No.
Seal the deal.
Gotta be careful. My man definitely got picked off a lot for trying to go for these edge guards or just getting caught off stage, and Luigi's got the quick chops, man. He can get attacks out super quickly. He can be super unpredictable, so you have to just... Lucina's definitely like a character where she isn't the most complicated character to play, but you have to be confident in your execution. And she really comes down to a good player. That was insane. I cannot believe he almost hit that. That was crazy.
Yeah, that was actually that was kind of wild.
The jab lock into up B, and it almost hit. I don't know if that's a thing that can happen. Maybe he just missed it because the hitbox on it is a little tiny, but...
Yeah, then closing it out, I mean, really just kind of in control the whole set. Really well played by Butter. So we'll see.
Real.
I mean, we'll see if he climbs up, dude. Luigi's have a pretty good track record in this tournament now, so...
Oh, yeah, for real. I see one in top 8 like every week, I swear to God.
Dude.
It's not just one, too. It's like sometimes it's just like a different
Sometimes
person
it's a
every week.
couple.